that big.
I've been waiting for this for weeks. I gotta tell you, I am so ready to do this. I even have the bed ready. What? So when you get home, we can get really dirty. Gotta go. Hey! Here you go. With all this compost, we're gonna have the best plants in the neighborhood.
Good afternoon and welcome to the July 8th, 2019 meeting of the Orlando City Council. We're going to begin today's proceedings with the invocation offered today by Reverend Shirley Strader. Reverend Strader is a longtime Orlando resident, graduate of Colonial High School and the University of Florida. She received her Master's of Divinity in 2010, has been ordained since 2012. She serves as volunteer clergy on staff at Joy Metropolitan Community Church, where she's been a member since 1999. She's facilitated the longest running monthly grief support group for the LGBTQ community, and she currently works as a full-time hospice chaplain with Vitas Healthcare. The invocation will be followed by the pledge led today by Commissioner Gray. You can all stand or remain seated.
Thank you, Mayor Dyer, and our esteemed City Council for the honor to be with you today as we take this moment to intentionally lift up our thoughts, meditations, and prayers before you all begin the enormous responsibilities and tasks for which you have been elected. To the one who is the source of love and unity, we thank you for this opportunity to be of service to our beautiful city and all its people and communities. Thank you for this council and their willingness to use the gifts, skills, and knowledge you have uniquely blessed them with to make decisions that improve the lives of all the citizens of this great city. Help them to continue to be instruments of love, of peace, of equality, and of justice in a world desperately in need of those who will stand up for the rights and dignity of all people. Open their eyes to see visions of prosperity, diversity, and growth. Open their ears to hear all sides of proposals and issues they are facing. Give them minds of discernment and wisdom as they make countless decisions that are often difficult, but which affect the lives of those they have been entrusted to serve. And may they have hearts of courage, love, compassion, empathy, and justice for all. I pray for the safety and health of all of our leaders, and may the light of the one who creates and sustains us shine upon each of you today and always. And may this be so in all of the names and ways that we have come to know and experience the sacred and the divine. May it be so. Namaste and amen.
Amen. Commissioner Gray, hold on, Commissioner Gray, if you would. We've started a tradition of having a city employee who served in the military lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. And Keisha Prelu, who is a fiscal specialist with Stormwater, is here. Keisha served 9 years in the United States Navy as a cryptological technician, Morse code, and received the Navy Achievement Medal and the Operation Operation Enduring Freedom Medal. Keisha?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Madam Clerk, I'm going to call the meeting to order. Would you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Gray.
Here.
Commissioner Ortiz.
Here.
Commissioner Stewart.
Here.
Commissioner Sheehan.
Here.
Commissioner Hill.
Here.
Commissioner Ings.
Here.
Mayor Dyer.
Here.
Mayor, you have a quorum with all members present.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Let's take up for consideration the minutes of the agenda review and City Council meetings of June the 17th, 2019. Motion by Commissioner Ings, second by Commissioner Sheehan. All in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, and so the motion carries. We have no awards and presentations or recognitions today, but I would like to take a moment to wish District 4 Commissioner Patty Sheehan a happy birthday, which was this past Saturday. Commissioner, happy birthday.
Thank you, Mayor.
Happy birthday
to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Patty.
Happy birthday to you.
Awesome. If you're singing me happy birthday, it's always Patty. It's all good.
Okay. And it's nice to turn 30, isn't it?
You know what? Getting old is a privilege denied many. I'll take every single day.
Okay. We're going to celebrate the grand opening of our Discover Downtown, our completely re-imaged information center later this week. We've doubled it in size. It has all types of new offerings, downtown Orlando branded retail merchandise made by people from Orlando, which is very nice. Interactive wall map display and a 30-foot high original mural by local artist Boy Kong. That'll be at 3 o'clock on July 10th. On Friday, July 12th at 10:30, we'll do the ribbon cutting for Amelia Court at Creative Village. It's going to bring new market rate and affordable housing options to Paramore, and as the first piece of Creative Village, Commissioner Hill. Saturday, July 13th, I'll be with Commissioner Gray to cut the ribbon on New Heroes Community Park in Lake Nona. That's the first of two parks that'll open this summer. and Lake Nona. And I'm also proud to share that last Monday, our Secretary of State, Laurel M. Lee, designated our Orlando Main Street program as the Florida Main Street Program of the Month. So join me in congratulating our 10 Main Street programs, 10 Main Street districts. Off the agenda, just a couple of things I'll point out. We have a construction contract for Fire Station 9, which serves all of the Rosemont neighborhoods. We will have a groundbreaking later this month. And I see Jason there. We have an item with the Greater Orlando Sports Commission and the Downtown Development Board to facilitate the MLS All-Star Game that will be taking place later this month. And we expect that it will generate $6 to $8 million in economic revenue. And I was thinking about it as I was walking down. I assume, without having fact-checked this, that we are the only city in the country to have hosted the NBA All-Star Game, the Pro Bowl, NFL's All-Star Game, and the MLS All-Star Game. I'm pretty confident that is true, so that's pretty cool. All right, are there any students in the audience today? No, school's out. Oh. Would you stand and be recognized? We always enjoy when we have students. Okay, with that, we'll go on to the consent agenda, and the consent agenda is a number of items that are acted upon through a single vote of council. We give each of the commissioners an opportunity to comment on items on the consent agenda and or update you on important happenings from their districts. We rotate the order we do that. Commissioner Gray is first up today.
Thank you, Mayor. And the only item I wanted to mention was what you had mentioned, which is the park opening this Saturday, 9 a.m. Big crowd. Orlando City Soccer is going to come out with some folks and activities. So invite everybody to come. Please dress accordingly. 9 a.m. on Saturday. So no suits and ties, but we'd love to have everybody there. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. We'll move to District 2. Commissioner Ortiz.
Thank you, Mayor. Is that shorts and tennis shoes?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, like that. On Thursday, June 27, we had our third Neighborhood Leaders Council of the year. I would like to give special thanks to Ms. Marcia Goodwin, who made a great presentation. She spoke with our team about volunteering, grant opportunities, and ways the city stays connected to our communities with OCA programs and services. It was a great presentation, so thank you so very much. On June the 28th, my staff and I were able to team up with Parks and Recreation to release air potato beetles in an area with overgrown potato vines. Instead of using pesticide or harmful chemicals, we are using a more sustainable solution to eliminate these invasive species. That was a lot of fun, so thank you to FPR. That was quite an experience. I learned quite a bit. On June 29th, I was honored to bike around Park of the Americas with Mr. Ming Seng Chang. Mr. Chang has been traveling around the world on his bike for 10 years, visiting 28 different countries with the purpose of sharing a message of peace. It was a total pleasure having him and hearing his story. We posted on our Facebook, for those of you who like real stories, this gentleman was something else. He's 69 years of age, and he travels around the world on a bicycle. Something else. So, and we had the honor of having him at Park of the Americas. And as many of you have heard, on Wednesday, July the 3rd, the District 2 team, City of Orlando employees, and I said goodbye to my aide, Laudi Campo. I want to wish her all the luck in the world as she begins her journey today as a State Deputy Director for the Hispanic Federation. It was a privilege working with her, and I'm truly grateful for the wisdom and passion she made present day in and day out during her tenure with the city. I know that a lot of people around here are going to miss her just like I am missing her. So that's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Move to District 3. Commissioner Stewart.
Thank you, Mayor. Let me, a couple of things I want to share with you. First, I want to say congratulations to Marcia Goodwin as a community champion. Congratulations. I saw the news and I was out, obviously, but congratulations. I want to also say thanks and farewell to Jeff Kurtz from our College Park Main Street. He's taken on a new career, and we are looking for a new director over there, but Jeff came in and did a great job in some difficult circumstances. I appreciate that. I Also, congratulations to this team that played soccer yesterday. I don't remember who they are. U.S. Women's National Team or something like that. I think so we had 3 of our Pride players that were there, and it was really, really neat. So let's have a good turnout on the next game when they come in town to respect the work that they did. It's a really, really cool idea. And it's also neat to see when they talk nationally about the teams that they are members of and talk about the Orlando Pride. That's really cool. Some quick upcoming events. The Ivanhoe Village will host their monthly coffee on July 10th at 8:30 over at Orlando Meats. Everybody is welcome to come and see what we're doing over there. Audubon Park Garden District celebrates their 11th annual Bastille Day on Saturday. Please come over. The French Market from 3 to 7:30. They'll have special baguette fencing. If you've never seen that, it's a lot of fun. They take bread out and they fence and hit each other with bread. Don't know why but it's fun. And Marie Antoinette will be there as well. So just let y'all know she's come to spend time with us. Free Family Fun Day at the Manila Museum is coming up on July 14th. College Park hosts their summer sidewalk sale on July 20th. And the one thing I want to mention, make sure everybody puts in our calendar, on August 6th, District 3 Safety Splash will be over at the College Park Community Center. We're hoping to have a great turnout. Last year we had about 250 people. We're looking for about 350 this year. A chance to have food and drink and meet the officers and talk about Neighborhood Watch. And that's an important thing for us, our community. We're kicking off where we want to go in October, so please come and join us. Thank you for mentioning the B9 on the agenda, the Fire Station 9. We're excited about that moving forward and looking forward to the ribbon cutting for that. And then closely following that will be the ribbon cutting for the gymnasium over there. So I appreciate that and the work that's gone into that so far, Mayor. So thank you very much. And that's all that I have.
Thank you. Move on to District 4, Commissioner Sheehan.
Thank you, Mayor Dyer. And the only thing I wanted for my birthday was an Orlando Pride win, and they got their first home win, and so very happy with them. And then Ashlyn Harris, Allie Krieger, and Alex Morgan on the United States women's team won the World Cup. Woohoo! So yes, I'm very stoked about that. I was very loud, obnoxious, and very happy. And Orlando is just delighted for our home team women that represented our country wonderfully. On the agenda today, I'm delighted to see the tax exemption resolution for historic property at 1216 East Redwood Street. I think these historic properties are gems in our community. Glad to see that we're extending a tax exemption resolution to them. Also on the agenda today is the extension of a legally non-conforming parking lot in the Mills 50 area. We desperately need parking, and I'm glad to see that we're coming up with creative solutions to address those issues. On item C12, I'm glad to see the MLS All-Star Game agreement. I think we're going to be bringing some really great folks in, and excited to see that happening. And also that y'all are bringing in all-star sailboats at Lake Eola. There's some special events happening. I can't wait to see that. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'm also delighted to see that Orlando Health is completing their sidewalk improvements throughout their campus. It's really important, especially as we're working on pedestrian safety and bikeability in the DeSoto area. Delighted to see them. Delighted to see them leading on that. Now that's the good news. The bad news, of course, is that one of the male black-necked swans that we put in Lake Eola over the weekend unfortunately died this morning. They are wild animals. Unfortunately, this one particular bird, we were having a problem with him assimilating. Big Boy is still good, and Queenie and he seem to be getting along really well, but that's the problem when you have birds. Sometimes it's a difficulty thing. They're wild animals, and we are going to be doing a necropsy on the bird to determine what happened, but I'm pretty sure he picked a fight he couldn't finish, which is really unfortunate. But like I say, they're wild animals, and this happens, and we're very, very sad. I'm like I say, after a really great weekend, I had something really sad this morning, but but we love our swans. And hopefully Queenie and Big Boy will be able to have some babies, and we'll have some additional black-necked swans on Lake Eola. That's all I had, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Hill.
Thank you, Mayor. Good afternoon. On 6/25, I had the opportunity to visit the Children's Safety Village that is in the Mercy Drive corner, which actually focus on water safety and fire safety and walkability for youth. So we'll be taking 60 of our school-age kids. They're from the Paramore area next week over there to get some of these safety practices. And also on the 25th, I traveled out to the Orange County Library's Melrose Center, which is amazing to have that right here in our downtown core. And through our mayor's matching grant here, I think last council, we approved some funding for the Melrose Center, in which they're teaching children throughout the city on how to sew. So when I went there were quite a few kids during that first summer camp rotation, Mayor, and they wanted me to tell you thank you for that grant. They were sewing book packs and hoodies and all the different things that kids enjoy. So I'm really excited about bringing that program actually to my district. They are partnering with me. We're working together through our Parks and Recs department. Lisa, we had many of your recreation leaders there. Rodney Williams, our Parks director, came along with me. Were you there, Tara? No, Tara wasn't there, but she set it up. Thank you, Tara. In which they have a coding and photography and recording program there. And as we have been speaking here at council about the recording program that we're implementing at the Jackson Center in Paramore, and also over in the Mercy Drive corridor. We've invested about $75,000 into that equipment over there to teach these kids how to edit and how to do lighting and photography and videography. So that partnership with all the high-tech equipment there is very essential. On 6/25 on that evening, which was a busy day for me, I partnered with Collage, which is building our new $9 million Lake Larned Dune park there on the west side. And it was a opportunity for the Collage team and their contractors to meet up with some of the potential employees from around the footprint of that Camp World Stadium. We had about 70 potential employees come out that evening. It was a lot of great networking. Some folks walked away from that event with already jobs, which I'm very excited about. And I do want to say that that Collage team has already, mayor and council, exceeded the minority participation on giving out contracts for that park. So I'm really excited about that. On 6/26, I hosted a town hall meeting with our partner Valencia College to bring awareness to their certificate program, which offers trainings from 5 weeks to 22 weeks, and upon that they can receive anywhere from $15 to $28 an hour. And I truly believe the best social program is a job. And if we want to see people, as we build up the city of Orlando, I do know that we have to give certain folks skill sets, because we know everyone isn't going to get a technical career or college education. So I'm really focusing on vocational training there on the west side of the city of Orlando, because we know it's really impacts affordable housing. We're building some great affordable housing here in the city of Orlando, but affordable for who? And with these certificate programs, I really think that we can circumvent true gentrification, because I am now led to believe that gentrification is not about color. Gentrification is about economics. And if I can improve the economics of the people of the Paramore and Washington Shores and some parts of the Pine Hills area, that we're well on our way. So I'd like to thank the mayor and this council by making sure that we sent lobbyists there to Tallahassee to lobby for $3 million that we were able to bring back and place in Valencia's programs to put the certification program in place for all of Orlando, but primarily for those that are seeking careers in vocational training. So thank you, council, for that. I couldn't do all this work without you all when it comes to housing and when it comes to job opportunities. And thank you, Mayor, for your leadership also. And with that being said, I do have a question, and thank you, Jason, for all your hard work and dedication by bringing economic development here in the Paramore area. But there were a few questions that wasn't answered, and I'm sorry for putting you on the spot. But I do want to know about the vendor opportunities, maybe for the minorities with the MLS project and temporary jobs. And also, is there going to be a service project there in the Paramore area by MLS? Those were some of the questions that I couldn't get. And if you give me an opportunity to come in to discuss that with you so we can partner to make sure that there's total inclusion around that stadium for the folks of Paramore. I greatly appreciate it. And with that, Mayor, that's all I have.
Thank you, Commissioner Ings.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to express my condolences to the family of Cadet Hawkins, who passed away on June 30th, 2019. Ms. Cadet Hawkins is the mother to attorneys Rui and Charles Hawkins. The memorial service for Ms. Cadet Hawkins is going to be Thursday, July the 18th, 2019 at 11 a.m. at St. Mark AME Church on Bruton Boulevard. Ms. Cadet Hawkins was an amazing and outstanding woman, mother, grandmother, and friend. She was a great leader in the community. She was a great friend to former Tampa Bay Bucks and Super Bowl winner with the Washington Redskins, Doug Williams, and she was from Bartow, Florida, so she would be certainly missed. And I also want to express condolences to Lyndon Carter, who's a local attorney, and he's also a member of the City of Orlando's nomination board. His mother, Priscilla Anderson Carter, passed away. Her services were held on June the 29th at Shiloh Missionary Baptist Church. And also to Pastor Willie C. Barnes, his father, Willie B. Barnes, passed away. His funeral was held also on Saturday, June 29th at Macedonia Missionary Baptist Church in Orlando. And on June 26th, I met with several constituents and residents who lived near George Barker Park. The residents were very concerned about issues occurring at the park, such as extremely large gatherings of people in the park, parking on the street, blocking the residents' driveways, the boat ramp, shooting, loud noise, selling food, making it unsafe for children to play, and others to access fishing in the boat dock. This meeting was held here at City Hall with Dr. Bridget Williams, Ms. Shirley Bradley, and Mr. Kevin Samuels, and Mr. Dexter Williams. But on today's date, Dr. Bridget Williams called the office to thank myself for getting assistance with the park issues. She also reported that as of last week, the large gatherings have stopped. Police officers are monitoring the park and making sure the park is closing at 9 p.m. Thank you, Chief Rolone. And a sign has been placed in the yard on the corner which states no parking, and that's at Reverend Gaines's residence. People have been blocking his driveway while they went over to the park. So Dr. Williams is also interested to know about the installation of a fence. Cheryl from Parks Department, thank you for attending our meeting also. And so we're looking for some more feedback from you. And again, thank you, Chief Rolone, and thank you, Park Department, for your assistance. That's all I have, Mayor, so I'd like to move approval of the consent agenda.
Second. Motion by Commissioner Ings, second by Commissioner Sheehan. All in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries unanimously. I just wanted to mention, we had an item last week that was an appeal of a variance for lot size related to a home and an empty lot on Hamilton Lane, and we had deferred it to this meeting, but the applicant has asked to defer it to the next meeting to allow additional time for the two sides to work on coming to a resolution. So
I'll move that, Mayor.
we don't need, I'm
Oh, we
just
don't? Okay.
letting people know. Okay, so it's not on this agenda, but hopefully they will come to a resolution. Okay, with that, let's, if there's no objection, we'll recess the city council meeting and convene the CRA meeting. First order of business is to accept CRA Advisory Board meeting minutes for May 22nd.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Sheehan, second by Commissioner Stewart. All in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. All right, second is approving the CRA minutes from June the 3rd.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Ring, second by Commissioner Sheehan. Was that you, Commissioner Hill?
That was Hill.
Okay.
Yeah.
Correction. Motion by Commissioner Hill,
She
second
was
by
using
Commissioner
her
Sheehan.
She was using her Ings voice.
All in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Okay, item 3 is amoeba funding agreement. Thomas?
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mayor and Commissioners. Item 3, as the Mayor said, is amoeba funding agreement for Styles by Sanjay. I'd like to just remind the board that the amoeba program was approved by the CRA back in 2006 with the express purpose of retaining and creating new small businesses in the target area of Paramore. The program allows up to $40,000 in a deferred loan, which becomes a grant if the applicant stays within compliance of conditions within a 3-year period. Before you today, as I said, is a amoeba funding agreement by Styles by Sanjay. The owner is Sanjay Arthur, who owns a salon at 595 West Church Street, which is at City View. Ms. Arthur is a longtime beautician, more than 30 years of doing hair. But since January of 2018, she has owned Styles by Sanjay right there at 595 West Church Street. Her application is for a combination of things, including but not limited to purchase of capital equipment, some renovations, just some business training and education, as well as marketing, and the total is just over $30,800. Both the amoeba as well as the CRA advisory boards have recommended approval, and staff is requesting that the CRA approve the amoeba funding agreement, continuing guarantee and security agreement between the CRA and Styles by Sanjay LLC, and authorization for the chairman and the executive director of the CRA to execute said agreements, subject to review and approval of the city attorney's office.
I move to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Hill. I got it right that time, Commissioner. Second by Commissioner Sheehan. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye.
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 Those opposed, motion carries. Any further business, Thomas?
There's none. Thank you.
Then the CRA will stand adjourned and we'll reconvene the city council meeting. Brings us to hearings, ordinances, first reading, number 1, Madam Clerk.
Ordinance 2019-40, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, vacating, closing, and abandoning approximately 50-foot wide, 460-foot long portion of McCrae Avenue, generally located south of Orlando Street, north of East Princeton Street, and east of North Orange Avenue, according to the Twin City Commercial Development Plat as recorded in the Plat Book M, page 44, in the public records of Orange County, Florida, and comprised of 0.53 acres of land, more or less, providing for conditions of abandonment, the execution of affecting documents, severability, correction of scrivener's errors, and an effective date.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Stewart, second by Commissioner Sheehan. Is there anyone from the public that would like to testify relating to this matter? Discussion among commissioners. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. All right, let's move to hearings, ordinances on second reading. Number 1.
Ordinance 2019-36, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, annexing to the corporate limits of the city certain land generally located east of Narcoossee Road, north of Waterline Road, and west of Lake Whippoorwill, and comprised of 2.89 acres of land, more or less, and amending the city's boundary description, amending the city's adopted growth management plan to designate the property as urban village on the city's official future land use maps, amending the boundaries and text of Growth Management Plan, Sub-Area Policy S.40.9 to include the property in the Southeast Orlando Sector Plan, designating the property as the Plan Development Zoning District on the city's official zoning maps, providing a site plan and special land development regulations for the plan development, providing for consent to the Municipal Services Taxing Unit for Lake Whippoorwill, providing for amendment of the city's official future land use and zoning maps, providing for severability, correction of scrivener's errors, permanent disclaimer, and effective date.
Move to adopt.
Motion by Commissioner Gray, second by Commissioner Ortiz. Is there anyone from the public that would like to testify relating to this matter? Discussion among commissioners. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. All right, number 2, Madam Clerk.
Ordinance 2019-28, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, relating to the city's growth management plan, creating future land use sub-area policy S.4.8 to address open space requirements for the Wekiva overlay, providing for amendment of the city's growth management plan, providing for severability, correction of scrivener's errors, and an effective date.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Stewart, second by Commissioner Ortiz. Is there anyone from the public that would like to testify? Discussion among commissioners. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. And number 3.
Ordinance 2019-39, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, amending the city's growth management plan to change the future land use map designation for certain land generally located south of North Orange Avenue, west of Highland Avenue, north of Weber Street, and east of North Magnolia Avenue, comprised of 6.4 acres of land, more or less, from urban village to public, recreational, and institutional, further amending the growth management plan to amend the boundary of sub-area policy S.14.5 to exclude the property from the sub-area policy, changing the property zoning designation from the plan development zoning district with the traditional city and special plan overlay districts to the public use with the traditional city and special plan overlay districts, providing for amendment of the city's official future land use and zoning maps, providing for severability, correction of scrivener's errors, permit disclaimer, and effective date.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Stewart, second by Commissioner Ortiz. Anybody in support of this out there?
Yes, everybody.
3 smiling. All in favor of the motion, or is there anyone who'd like to testify? All in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Okay, ordinances, first reading, number 1.
Ordinance 2019-24, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, amending the East Park Plan Development Zoning District, providing an amended development plan for Village Center 3, Parcel 4 of the plan development, providing for additional conditions, providing for severability, correction of scrivener's errors, permit disclaimer, and effective date.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Gray, second by Commissioner Ortiz. Is there anyone from the public that would like to testify relating to this matter? Discussion among commissioners. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. And number 2.
Ordinance 2019-38, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, relating to the Downtown South Neighborhood Improvement District, amending Section 40.16 Orlando City Code to ease eligibility for membership on the district's advisory council, providing legislative findings and for severability, codification, correction of scrivener's errors, and an effective date.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Sheehan, second by Commissioner Stewart. Is there anyone from the public like to testify? Discussion among commissioners. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. Madam Clerk,
No forms.
is there anybody here for general appearance? Then we will stand adjourned.